Hi, welcome to the 4-Hour Author Program. What we're going to do is help you get your book out of your head and into real life and use it to build your business around. Our first job is to get clear on what we're writing about and getting through the entire process. So what I wanted to do is show you a sort of visual picture of the program and what we're doing so that you know which bits we're going to do together and which bits you're going to do and how we can actually speed this up. We've had clients go through this very quickly and then clients that take their time. How you do that is entirely up to you. If you've got a deadline, let us know. We'll try and work to that. But I'll show you where you can actually speed it up a little bit and where you can really optimize this process. So let me show you the process. This is, if I give you a bit of an overview of the process, this is kind of what we're looking at here. We start off up the top here, and then we end up right down here at the bottom with a book in hand. So let me show you quickly, where to start and what to do. So first thing you're going to do is you will have received the links for the e-learning platform. All of our material is recorded live and then we put it into there. So if you've got a question and want to sort of really understand, for example, how to do book titles, there's a module for that that we've already done, that we've shown you. You can kind of watch it. I guess it's a 15 or 20-minute video that shows you the program. So rather than sort of waste your time and ours on going over the whole thing again, we record it, keep it so that it's available there for you at any point. So signing on to the $1 Million Author program, the platform we use is YZ, and my business name is Business Growth Advisors, or BGA. So the emails and correspondence you'll get will look like bga.yz, and that's all of our e-learning platform. We also want to get you into the Facebook group. That is where we do a lot of just ongoing, 24/7 coaching. So if people have questions, that's where I encourage you to put those questions. We announce the live coaching and all of that sort of stuff. So because you're part of the 4-Hour Author program, we invite you to join our ongoing $1 Million Author live coaching sessions, which are on a Wednesday afternoon, Sydney time. So all of that will be in the Facebook group. So as soon as we've done that, the very next step is we've got to get you started unraveling all of that spaghetti head. And so the first thing you do is an author's strategy session. That's where you just come with all your ideas and your, incomplete, or even, we call them spaghetti head because you've probably got a million ideas running around. My job is to take all of those ideas and put them into a really structured model. So once we've done the author's strategy session, you will have a clear structure and clear topics that you are going to talk about. We will give you a chapter summary worksheet, which is really just like a storage container for your ideas. So between the author's strategy session and your first interview, we'd encourage you to gather your thoughts and gather your ideas, what you're going to talk about, what the content you'd like, what stories to use, and the chapter summary worksheet that we will send you straight after the author's strategy session will be a really great tool for that. So then once we've got the content, we know what we're talking about, you're ready, then we get started on the author's interviews. Now we find that generally 2 interviews are the right amount. We try to get through half the book in the first interview and half the book in the second interview. This generally gives us about 20,000 words, thereabouts, and we will edit that down to somewhere around 15,000 words. And that translates to around about a 100-page book. Some books will be a little bit longer, 120 pages. Some might be a little bit shorter at 80 pages. But that is what that process is. You do the one-to-one, come, turn up. There's a module in the online training that gives you the inside tips on how to optimize that. So under the 4-Hour Author heading, there are different steps, and preparing for the author's interview is a really cool one that I want you to have a look at before you come and do the author's interviews. Once you've done those authors' interviews, then what happens? Well, then my team swing into action. We transcribe the manuscript and we edit it, because the spoken word is a little bit different to the written word, so we need to do a fair bit of work on that. That can take a little bit of time, and we want to get it right. So I work with our editors to really get that right. And once we've got that manuscript, we'll actually send it back to you to do your author's review. Now, you can make changes. We'll send it to you in a Word document. So as you go through it, you might decide there's sections that you don't want in there, or that you want to add on, or you might have thought of a story you want to write in there. Add all of that into the Word document there. My hint here, I guess, is don't get overly perfectionist about it, right? The principle here is we want to get this information out to the world. We want to get this information out to your prospective clients. So they're going to be less concerned about every spelling mistake and grammar and being perfect. They're going to be overwhelmed by the insights that you give them. So don't get too perfectionist here. This is actually the bit that probably takes the longest time, because authors often hang on to that for a month or even two, going over it and going over it. Now that's okay, but you don't need to go over it in too much detail, because we've already had a couple of eyes go over it. Once that's done, we are going to take the manuscript and actually design it into a book. What's interesting, you might have noticed I skipped over this little one, because while we're transcribing your text, we're also working on the book title and the book cover design. Now, we'll work with you on the book title, but there's a book title module in the 4-Hour Author e-learning section to have a bit of a look at. I use a strategy that we used in the advertising industry to come up with a really effective book title, and there's a fair bit of detail about that there. Once we've got that, then I start work on the designs. There's a couple of ways we do the designs, but one of my favorites is putting up a competition. And we create a competition, we get, sometimes 200 entries, and we'll give you access to that competition so that you can rate and give feedback and really get the cover design that you like. So once we've got all of that happening, then we start with the interior design. We'll give you a proof of that interior design so that you can actually see that, because this is sort of stuff all my team do. And then once you're happy with that interior design and the cover design, we put it all together and we publish it. We upload it to ingramspark. There's a whole bunch of admin that we have to do, ISBN numbers and all that sort of barcodes and things like that. But once we publish and print it, again, you'll get a look at the proof before we press go. But the idea is that setting it up on ingramspark, which is the publishing portal we use, they will then list it on Amazon and a whole bunch of retailers and resellers, because that gives you your print on demand. What that means is you will have in the Amazon bookstore, you will have your book available for purchase. And what happens is that if someone purchases it on Amazon, it goes to ingramspark, they print the book, and then they send it out within a couple of days. That's called print on demand. It's really cool. It means you don't have to buy 10,000 books to make it worthwhile. So initially what we'll do is we will send you a sample of your printed books. We'll send you 5 of those books so that you can have a look at it in real life before you order 100 or however many you'd like. We also do a PDF of the book, and we're happy to give you all the original files and artwork, because occasionally people want to print them locally, and if that's you, that's totally fine. We can just use ingramspark to do the Amazon and the print on demand, and you can get them printed locally. But you'll have everything there. The other thing that at the end of it, what we encourage you to do is to set up your own ingramspark account, because we can then transfer the book title over to your account, and now you're in complete control of it. So if that's all too much for you, we can manage it, and any sales come in, we just pass those on to you. Typically on a $20 book, you're only going to get about $4 to $5 from an Amazon sale, which is why we actually think order a bunch of printed books and sell them locally, give them away to your clients, sell them at events. In terms of earning money from the book, that's a really, really good place to start. So that's the overview of the 4-hour process. And excuse me, you'll see that as we work our way through there, you're going to have a million questions. We've probably already answered that either in the Facebook group or in the e-learning, but don't hesitate to contact us with any of those questions along the way. It's really great to have you here, and I'm really looking forward to helping you bring your book into the world.